lot of people asking me, why should Karwa Chauth be only a part of women ritual and not men, and do men not like their wives? Well, we need to understand a couple of things, that Sanatan Dharma is actually a universal language. Sanatana Nitya Nutanaha. This means that everything associated with our body is the adaptation of the body comes from the geography, it comes from the season, it comes from the weather. And when we try to negate certain things from the Vedas by calling it superstition or orthodox, we are actually denying the science behind our Vedas and the certain rituals which are prescribed, by these ancient people as rituals alone. And the science behind this, is not completely researched on. Hence, there are so many ifs and buts around these rituals. So, rituals and these traditions in the pious land of Bharat, especially, it corresponds to good health. It corresponds to the adaptation of nature and the various season, the effect of the sun and the moon on the body. And while these things might sound a little superficial, and a lot of people will get back and say, what is the scientific example or scientific the notion on these things, but they do have some deep reasoning, and they have been always with our ancestors always. So one of the things, our planet is very marvelous in all ways, right? So rise right from the tilt of a planet to the positioning of the sun and the moon, leading to one revolution, also has a lot of things to do with the body. So for example, the upward and the downward movement of the earth, which causes the solstice, tends to affect our body as well. Okay, especially the digestion system, especially the power of our thinking, especially our reproductive health also. So before we actually jump into any conclusion about Karwa Chauth, we also need to understand what is actually governing our body. So the human body is primarily governed by the doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kalpa. And the level of these depends on, of course, the weather and the season immensely. Okay, an imbalance in any of the elements in our body can lead to illness. So from June, the earth begins its downward movement. So this reduces the sunlight also in the northern hemisphere, and the moon and the monsoon, which is related to the water element, leads to the cooling effect of the earth. So how does this affect our body? You would see that during the monsoon time, a lot of diseases pop up. And the cooling of the earth also leads to slowing of the digestion system. So this leads to an increase in Kalpa and Vata doshas, and because of which the equinox is a time when the rain bit adduce, and people can once again start eating normally, which was more towards the winter sides. Now, fasting. Okay, fasting is one of the things which is even done during the Shravan Somvar time, and it actually is one of the ways wherein you can build your digestion system. And not just that, you are also building up your childbearing capacity, which is your reproductive system. So fasting helps you in harmony of the body, it helps you in detoxification, and also balances the doshas. So there are certain festivals of the women, if you know, in India, like Karva Chauth fast is often associated with the Navratri fast, wherein the effect is seen on the health. So Sharad Purnima leads to longevity. Karva Chauth is for fertility. Ahoya Ashtami, which is going to be coming soon, and the Dhanteras is basically for wealth, and Diwali, which is the happiness that comes from the harvest. So why is the fourth day of the full moon celebrated? Because it does have an impact on the human body, just like the oceans, for example. So apart from our mental health and our mood, also it also affects to some extent our sleep patterns and hunger. So during the full moon, during the full moons, we can actually tend to feel a little hungry, and as and when the moon slowly subsides or like goes away, and starts waning, the food intake also subsides. Okay, so rainfall and the cooling effect of the earth also has an impact on the women cycle. So Karwa Chauth falls on the fourth day, And when fasting is helping you in breaking down the stored fat, in producing energy, it eliminates the toxins from the organs, thereby aiding in body cleansing. So ovulation usually takes place on the 14th day after the menstruation, as you already are aware. So early fertilization of eggs post ovulation increases the chances of fertilization and transformation into a zygote. Okay, as reproductive health gets hampered during the monsoon, Karva Chauth represents a green signal basically to start the progeny process. Okay, so it regulates the reproductive strength, increases the fertility, the sexual energy, and delays the menopause also. Delayed menopause indirectly presents an active life for copulation. So besides, if fasting, through fasting you can heal your process, your digestion, and increase the higher efficiency of the protein intake synthesis, which is leading to healthier cells, organs, and tissues. Now fasting and the reproductive health of women especially, starvation protects the germinal cells, okay, leading to extended reproductive longevity, and it also helps in regularizing the fertility cycle. Okay, it regularizes the cycle of that leads to early menopause also. And early menopause can lead to cardiovascular diseases, hence increasing and like having a healthy procreation power is very very important. So this is one of the reasons why fasting for women is recommended, so that there is a regulation in the body which is happening, and reduction of dehydration, and leading to a healthier element and healthier system is recommended. Now, why is Karva Chauth related to men especially? Why does a woman fast for his husband? It's a very misunderstood understanding of these things. So fasting is helping in the reproductive longevity in women, and therefore there's an increase of lifespan. A healthy reproductive system implies the potential of an increased sexual energy and activity for women during a lifetime. If I have to explain this to you on a spiritual basis, then the activity, the sexual energy holds a very strong spiritual power, and this increases the longevity of the person you're associating with. So high sexual energy indirectly corresponds to the mental health of a man. Okay, and that can increase the life expectancy of a human overall. Okay, so it is more related to the woman's reproductive health, and it is actually not associated with the husband festive season. It is more to do with the reproductive organ of a woman, leading to a better health, leading to a harmonious relationship. So speaking very openly, if I have to speak a little openly about sexual and sexual desire, though that remains a taboo, but over this, considering this fact and removing the conservatism over here, a good sexual energy and a sexual chemistry and compatibility between a husband and wife can also determine longevity of the relationship and longevity of the overall health, because the healthy reproductive system corresponds to the active life of the couples. Okay, which has been also justified by some research paragraphs by C elegans research work. Some of the rituals in Sanatan Dharma have ended up being treated either a patriarchal dominance, or sometimes these factors or these rituals are misunderstood immensely. So while patriarchy does exist, okay, it is not that it does not exist at all, but it does, but often some things which are good for the overall health and survival uh, is is also given the face of dominance without actually understanding the concept of these things. So moreover, with television and the cinemas that have come up, the Karva Chauth has become very commercialized. People are treating Karva Chauth as something which is for their commercial benefits, and performing fast and rituals without actually understanding the reason behind what is being practiced. Now, the fast which is kept early morning before sunrise till moonrise, that comprises of that gives you a kind of a good digestion system also. it detoxifies your digestive organs. Sargi compromises of the fruits, the coconut, the paratha, the dates, the sevai, the sweets, okay, which will keep you full for life for the entire time, long time, as well as provide you enough calories to be energized throughout the day. It comprises of the 5 or the 7 dishes that are rich with energy and calories, and also denote the 5 elements of the body, by the way. The fasts are any which way is not recommended beyond 12 hours, and specific fasts are prescribed for specific reasons to balance the energies in the body and the nature. Um Not only that, I think fasting helps in regularizing the reproductive health of women, the digestive health of women, and also delay the menopause. So beautifying oneself with jewelry and good clothes makes women very attractive to men. It is just a way of commencing to a new beginning and celebrating womanhood. That's exactly what a Karwa Chauth celebration means.